it's match day -1. There's a laptop and a camera in front of me. It means there's a game tomorrow, which is good. We like these scenarios. It's a quick turnaround, but it's the same for both teams, and we don't have a long travel like DC. So I see no disadvantage there for LAFC. And our players have all come out of the game very well. And they're excited about the next chance to prove themselves tomorrow night. So we have prepared as we would. We've shaved some duration down on the field to get the guys fresh for the game, and we'll make the adjustments if need be physically. But at the moment, we are good. We're in a good spot. I'm excited about tomorrow.
Hey Steve, thanks for your time. A couple of questions, if I may. Gareth off to the side, is he okay? Is everything fine? Is he always staying off to the side like that?
No, of course not. He's been hasn't been 100%. Just kind of moving him along. I think it's pretty normal. Aches and pains in the middle of a preseason for a player. We still are with him, as well as Giorgio. We'll go the same, and so trying to accomplish or get your body in a position where you're able to play 90 minutes week in and week out in the middle of a season is difficult, and sometimes there are little mini setbacks, and that's where we currently are with both of them. But it's being off on the side is, I would say, purely precautionary as it is. We are dealing with an injury.
So maybe not available tomorrow, or game day decision?
Yeah, I think we're going to keep that open.
Okay. The other question I had is Arango. I mean, you've got a team with stars, Bale, Bella, all these guys. But Arango's your leading scorer, your leading team in shots, your leading team in a lot of different things. How important is he? And is he under the radar? Is that what makes him a little valuable?
He's a star too. So he's one of the bunch, and he's been very effective, and he has understood what we asked of him to change in his game at the beginning of the season, and he's made those adjustments, and has continued to score. So now he is not only effective for himself personally with scoring goals, but also for the team with his defensive work and setting up other players and his movements and occupying certain spaces we ask him to occupy. So it's been a pleasure coaching him so far this year, and I still think there's room for improvement, like all the guys.
Thank you.
On Chicho, Steve, that room for improvement, was that something that came through sort of the education process or your emphasis on it? Had he shown that in previous teams that he was with, that he was capable of playing more defensively, or was that not something he'd been asked to do before?
Obviously, I had seen video of him in his prior clubs, but I think it's more of a general mindset that I have with all of our players that I think we can all improve, coaches included, organizations included. So, and I don't think it's the right way to approach what we're trying to do here, and just accepting status quo as the end of the road. I think we can all improve, and we should be striving towards that, individually, as a group, and as a team as well.
He's been receptive to that, and you see him responding the way that you want to.
I would say everybody has been receptive to that messaging. We wouldn't be where we are now if that wasn't the case. So it's been really good. It's great to see how hungry they are every game, and that's important.
Last one from me. You guys are top of the table. Like DC's the lowest in the standings. That dynamic, is that something that you touch upon in the week? How does that influence what you guys are going to attempt to do on Tuesday?
No, it doesn't. And everybody here who's been in the MLS longer than I have and knows how this league works. It's based on parity and slow growth. So anybody can beat anybody, and this is and games change like that. Goals come out of nowhere, especially in this stage of the season. So we are very aware of that and would like to get the business done early, but also we're aware that if it takes 90 minutes, then it takes 90 minutes, and these players know that you can't take any situation or team lightly in this league.
Dumb question, but the room to improve mindset when you guys are kind of making it look as easy as you're making it a lot of times. Like how hard is it as a coach to kind of to keep that sharpness? And you've mentioned like you wouldn't be here without that. Like explain how that is.
I think it could be from my personal influences in Europe of being exposed to a certain level and speed of play and what was asked of me in my career. Always trying to get better, and I had to in order to stay on the field because there were players coming that were better, and and you're always trying to improve the end product. So it could be a little bit of that. I think we could sit here and rest on what you've achieved and just kind of enjoy each other's time. But for me, success is not in the way I've done it from day one. I describe success as not necessarily a place in the table or a number of points. It is maximizing the group's potential. And when I look at our players, and it's frustrating to me if they are not trying to get better and to improve and to get all of their qualities on the field at one time. And that's what we're striving to. We're trying to be as good a group as we can. And John and the scouting department have done an amazing job building this roster, as well as the coaches. But I don't think I would be doing my job without, or we wouldn't be doing our jobs without maximizing their potential, and that's what we're striving for.
When you're seeing this team rolling in great form in a match like the other day, what goes through your mind in terms of the way you envision things?
I think the fourth goal the other night is pretty close to how we draw things up on the tactical board with magnets, and it's never that simple and black white. But we want to play fast. We want to play goal oriented, so everything should be moving towards the end product. Not interested in meaningless possession. We want to play in transition. We want to be able to defend deep. We want to be able to press high. I guess it's after when I wrote down my coaching philosophy in going through my pro license in Germany, and it's a lengthy process, and it's a lot of words about soccer that we don't need to go through right now. It is well balanced in all the phases, and so it's understanding what phase you're in and understanding how to move through one to the other fluidly or in a fluid manner, and playing as fast as possible at all times, but remaining in a controlled state. That is how I would describe it best, and that's what we're trying for.
You touched on this a bit before about the parity of the league, and the supporter shield means one thing, but ultimately there's the playoffs. How do you, given the landscape of the league, how do you maintain that for months, the next couple months?
Playoffs are, as far as I'm concerned, in 10 years from now. We will deal with the playoffs when they're here. It's, I guess, kind of like a tournament in itself. You have to treat it like that. Like a World Cup, the world champion is not the team who put the best performance out there for 4 years in a row. So it was the team who was the best in 4 weeks' time. And so you have to be in form and you have to be healthy. So we're not even discussing or talking about dealing with the playoffs right now. The only thing that matters right now is DC United. And that's how we will approach things for the rest of the season.
Can I follow up real quick with a question about
Sure.
that fourth goal you mentioned? Watching in the real time and then watching it back, I'm sure. Like, how does that change for you? Like, how does it feel different when you watch it on replay?
Oh, not at all. Watching games has been a part of my life forever. So it's very little emotions are attached to watching video. And I think if you watched me on the sideline, unfortunately, there are very few emotions coming about as well. Inside, yes, for sure, but on the outside, not so much, because it's what we expect of this group. And so it shouldn't be a surprise that it shouldn't happen every minute, but it should happen a few times a game. It doesn't always have to end with a goal, but those movements and those passes and the spacing and the timing is what we train for. And so we expect to see that in games.
We're going to talk a little bit with the broadcast group.
Yeah, I got one here, Max. Sorry for you, Steve. Just Carlos this year, when he's been healthy throughout his career in MLS, he's been very consistent. And this year, his numbers are very similar to his first season. And so, just aside from kind of the stats, how important has Carlos? How important is Carlos to how your team has been playing and just the success so far?
I think the first part of your question is key. When he's healthy, he's obviously important, and his qualities are amazing. Carlos is our captain, and he's a leader on the team, and it's very important. You know, some leaders are loud and obnoxious. Some leaders are softer and calmer and lead by example. And this group has lots of leaders, and that's one of the things we tried to change in the off season, and I think we did a great job. And so Carlos plays an important role. Carlos this year understands that he has to lead, and he's been doing a great job. He also wants to win really badly, and that helps if your captain wants to win. And it makes the jobs of the coaches much easier.